That's why Congress does pick up on what we say. That's foreign governments do as well. That's all on record. Russian government, Syrian government, U.S. government, the Pentagon more than anybody, because they're trying to make sense of it, of this twisted, multi-layered attack from all sides, full spectrum dominance program that is really just the devil's program put out by the devil's stud to kill, steal, and destroy. There is no rhyme or reason to it at the end of the day. It's not just about power. The incredible emptiness of raw power is a gulf to behold. It is absolutely cold, and to someone that doesn't lust after it, very, very empty. But I was watching last night as Obama came in, and as Democrats and a lot of Republicans groveled to him and would see the TV camera and get all excited, and you could tell, or flushing in the face, that they ran for office, for mayor or county commissioner, and then to state house, and then to get into the House or the Senate. These people have spent 30, 40 years getting into a power position so they could bid rig and run scams and insider trade and exempt themselves from the law, so that they don't want power so they can protect their family, or so they can have a big private jet, or so they can, you know, have some excuse for wanting to be rich, itself a prison. They absolutely want to perch like peacocks or cockatoos in a tree, showing off their feathers. It is so primitive, it is so pathetic, and it is scary to realize we are ruled by that political membrane that the special interest use as a facade so that they don't get the blame for their programs. And to just look at that collection. This is the only description I have. They had a mummy exhibition down in San Antonio a few years ago, and I was down there with my wife and children. And my wife said, I don't want to go to that. That sounds gross. And I thought, no, it was advertised as Egyptian stuff. I wanted to see the Egyptian. I've seen Egyptian mummies in New York and Dallas and places, and I'm not into seeing a mummy. I was into, no, it was a collection of dead bodies. They had a Nazi collection there where this top Nazi general was obsessed with dead bodies and had all these mummies, and they had stuff from Europe just 200 years ago, and they had Egyptian mummies, and they had dead babies and everything. And I almost vomited when I got out of there. In fact, we went through it as quickly as we could. And everyone else was about to vomit in there. And when I was looking at those people last night, I almost vomited. I almost threw up. I actually had vomit come up in my throat when I was looking at the weird narcissistic eyes and the little vampire smiles and the little and all the pedophiles and pervs and all of them, and I was having like flashbacks to those mummies, and I was like, and then McAdoo was right beside me. I don't want to vomit in front of her, and I was physically becoming ill looking at this pile. It's like there's famous footage of Hermann Goering, the head of the Luftwaffe and a bunch of other stuff. You know, the big fat Nazi German, the World War I ace, heroin addict. And they're in there with the Warsaw Pact, and that was before that, selling out Poland with the Russians. And they're all rubbing their hands together and smiling like little piggy dolls. And, you know, I could see that footage. It's famous footage when I was a kid. It was funny. Look at those stupid dictators. It wasn't stupid. They had hundreds of millions of people under their control, and they did horrible things. And it was also, they could sit around and rub their hands together that they had just gone and divided Poland and killed hundreds of thousands of people in the takeover. And that's what it really comes down to, is we have to not even hate these people, but really realize how pathetic they are. And that's the good news, before I come back and give you my analysis of the State of the Union, is that they really are pathetic. But that's also the bad news, because that makes them even more dangerous. They don't realize how pathetic they are, and they can end up having a nuclear war or a bioweapons release or anything. I mean, they could pull anything. And the rest of the ruling class that's not completely evil, you should be really concerned about not resisting this and speaking out against it. And that's the good news. A group of Republicans are calling for censure and a declaration against Obama of his attempt to convert us to a dictatorship. Another congressman has tweeted that He's the commandant-in-chief and is a socialist dictator. Yeah, you've got to tell it like it is. The dam will break. He will get indicted. He will get impeached. And we will put him in prison.
From 1946 to 1989, during the period known as the Cold War, the enemies of freedom sent teams into their own citizens' homes in order to place listening devices and cameras. They tracked the movements and personal relationships of anyone they could in order to preserve the power of the state. 25 years later, you carry a tracking beacon with you and bug your own homes with your cell phone. History is repeating itself.
Tear down this wall.
Go to privacycase.com today and get a privacy case. Let's protect ourselves from this high-tech iron curtain that is trying to crush our right to privacy. The American-made privacy case uses military-grade shielding technology to stop these criminals and thieves in their tracks. Go to privacycase.com today and use coupon code GCN for 10% off. privacycase.com.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his two-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
It's time to kick some ash because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash. Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
Federal agents, we are armed!
What would you do if you knew all the things we know? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away? What would you do if you knew all the things we know? Would you stand up for truth, or would you turn away too? And then
coming back out with another album with these women singing.
See a message from the government.
Like every day.
I watch it and listen and call them all suckers. They wanted me about Osama or whatever. Picture me buying the scam. I said never. You in tune to a hard truth soldier spitting. I stay committed, gives a desire, lose commission. It's all a part of fighting devil state mind control. And all about the battle for your body, mind, and soul. And now I'm hoping you don't close your mind so they shape you. Don't forget they made us slaves, gave us AIDS and raped us. Another Bush season mean another war for profit. All in secret so the public never seek to stop it. The Illuminati, triple six, all connected. Stole the votes, they control the race and
Bush, another Obama, another Clinton.
Kill committee. See the dragon get.
This is what we're talking about. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Alex Jones. We got a bunch of clips to play, obviously, from the State of Deception speech that we were witness to last night, and more analysis on the nightly news tonight. Daniel Istulin will be joining us for 30 minutes with the latest intel on Bilderberg and the globalist agenda and his new book, dealing with the globalist master rewrite takeover of humanity, trans evolution. And then Gerald Celente will be joining us to give us his take on the bank runs that are starting all over the world, from Russia to England to the United States. Banks are trying to restrict the money that is coming in. You go to drudgereport.com, at least when I checked it a few minutes ago, he even has an image up there showing the Russian bank not letting people get their money out, and that's our article from Infowars.com. And again, if people are in denial about that, it's also Bloomberg reporting on that. So Zero Hedge is also reporting on that. We're going to be breaking that down with Celente coming up. By the way, my voice sounds deeper than normal. The cedar fever, we call them cedar down here. It's really juniper from Europe and the Middle East that's invasive and has taken over and killed most of the oak trees in the last 150 years. And it's an accursed plant that has horrible, horrible pollen when it grows the way it does here. They're supposed to be like 100 feet tall. Well, here they grow like 20 feet tall, and they're just everywhere, and they use like 5 times the water of an oak or a elm or any other noble tree. They're the most ignoble demons. And it's like that movie, The Happening, where the trees release a toxin to kill all the humans. I mean, that's literally what's going on here. I mean, if there was a government program and a government tax in Travis County or surrounding areas to eradicate them, I would support that. That would be government doing a good thing. That is a public health issue. It's like nerve gas or something. I mean, it is. You can see yellow in the blowing outside. Like, an example of an invasive species. And you walk outside. I need a respirator to go out there. Now, because I drink more water and I take my supplements, 5 years ago, I had to take off for a week when this stuff was really, I mean, the trees are now orange. Ladies and gentlemen, they're supposed to be green. They're orange. They're evergreens with the pollen, and they actually go and just shoot it out like nerve gas. And it's just clouds of this stuff. And you know, I don't even so much hate the trees as I loathe them. I want them out of my universe. They are horrible parasitic creatures, and across the board. Oh, they won't let us cut them down, though, because they claim a golden cheek warbler lives in them. Well, if the golden cheek warbler nests in them, morons, then explain to me what it did before the German and Polish and Czech settlers, some of my ancestors, but still, wish I could punch them in the nose. They didn't know what they were doing. Brought these stinking things over here. And by the way, I'm now seeing them in California. Californians, you better kill these immediately. And we actually have video of them when they release. Look at that. You're watching us on prisonplanet.tv. I mean, this is what I'm bombarded with. Children are now getting rashes. Oh, this is a whole other issue. One of my best friends' daughter, 2 years old, collapses. They take her into Dell Children's. It's full of kids. And they said, well, did she have a virus or something 2 weeks ago? And they go, yeah. And they go, well, that's why all these kids now have type 1 diabetes. They go, but that's genetic. Well, they go, well, it triggers the genetic predisposition and predisposition. And then they went and looked up the numbers of type 1 exploding. Well, how's it exploding if it's genetic? Well, it's viral pancreatitis, folks, but they won't even tell them that, even though it's in the literature. I'm going to explain that when we come back.
We're on the march.